Okay, we're inside the greenhouse. It's a little bit of our storage unit for the year. My dog's outside staring at me, wondering why she can't come in. But this is kind of my basic setup. I have a bin that I put my soil in, and then these are the primary planter that I like to use for my overwinter seeds. So I'm fall sowing these seeds. We're in zone 4B, and I like these deeper pots. And this is a 9-inch. They have 11 as well, but this is by Stewie and Sons. And so they have different sizes of pots, but I'm using these larger ones, and then they have these nice carrying trays to go with it. So the reason I like to use these deeper ones is that, you know, when you're doing some of your tree stock from seed, I really want to minimize the amount that I'm going to disturb that root. And I'm not planning to sell it in the spring to begin with. I want a chance for those roots to develop well and get a good base before I sell them in the market. So most likely, if I get a chance, the earliest I'm going to sell it is for a fall, that fall. So next 2026 in the fall, I'll have those available to sell, or it will be the following spring. So I'm going to be carrying them for a while, and I really want a good root stock, root to develop before I would ever sell it to a customer. So I like these deeper pots for that because it gives it some depth. And then I don't have to do transplanting or anything like that. My time in the spring is going to be focused on, you know, the vegetable and vegetable seeds and starter plants for customers in the spring. So I really want to minimize the amount that I'm going to be spending time focused on these tree seeds. So I use these this spring. Actually, I used the 11-inch ones, depth ones, for some chestnut trees that I grew. I had some that I started from seed, and that worked fantastic. By the fall, they were and by August, they were anywhere from 12 to 24 inches. And I sold some of those, as well as planted out on some of the land that we have that we're trying to create an orchard with. So it worked fantastic. I had a really good root ball that I could start with, and I felt comfortable getting those in the ground and not having to continue to monitor them through the fall. So that's going on. We're going to do these today. Very simple. I got my soil here. What I like to use for soil at this moment is that I found works really well is I get this from Menards. It's a Sunshine brand natural and organic planting mix. The reason why I like this for seed starting is that it does not contain any of the fertilizer amendments that a lot of the soil starts have at some of your big box stores. I want to add my own amendments, and I use a lot of down-to-earth fertilizer starts. So they have a starting mix, and a lot of times you want to start with a higher phosphorus rate to help create those root developments. But I want to create my own. I put my own fertilizer mix in. But this is a good base that I've used with all my seed starts. I'm willing to try other things, but so far this has worked really well for me, and I'll probably continue to use them until I find something better. So we're doing that here. I usually dump one right here in my container, and it's very simple. I take my box, pack it in. It's nice and dry, and then I'll get it about, you can see here, I'll get about a ½ inch from the top there, right? And it's packed, but it's not hard packed, right? So it's got a little room for that seed, and then I will put my seed in there. So like the plum tree seed here, I'll do that first. Let's find out where, here we go. Plum tree seeds. And that's, they say to plant that about 1 inch deep. So we're gonna put that in. All right. Put that in there. There we go. Covered up. And then I can put that right here in my holder. And I'll get the labels and everything done too. And then my plan is, in one of our garden boxes outside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of trench out the middle, and I will put all my starts, my boxes in there, all my seeds, and then I'll kind of cover it in a little bit with mulch. And that'll help keep it protected for the winter. I want it to be outside. I want the snow on it. You need that for stratification, which is important to these seed types. Not every seed type needs stratification, but a lot of seeds do. And so you need to look up that information when you're looking at what seeds you're going to try to start. So yeah, I'll get those in the ground. I'll cover them a little bit with some mulch so they have a nice base. And then I got to protect them. I made the mistake last year of when my seeds started coming up, I had them outside, but I didn't protect them. And those frickin' squirrels took dug up so many of the chestnuts and killed a beautiful start tree. And I was pissed. I was pissed. But anyways, lesson learned. So put some chicken wire or anything over the top. Just keep your rabbits, keep your squirrels from trying to get in there and dig them out. So that's my hint to you guys, and have a great fall and upcoming winter, and let's see what you grow. So send some pictures, send some videos. It'd be cool to see what you guys do.